We are in London, in Southwark, with the co-founder of the Republic of Southwark, Liliana Dmitrovic, and we talk about housing problems, especially the social cleansing. That means that people who are ordinary people are forced to leave their home, are forced to leave the place where they have lived for a long time, and to move far, maybe even in the Kent or in other parts of London, because there are new projects about housing, and so these projects are for rich people. Okay, let's try to explain what is really happening.
Southwark is changing considerably from Elephant and Castle, which is being regenerated. There's a huge development. The whole of the Haygate estate is being demolished and being replaced with 3 times as many homes, most of which are going to go to really incredibly rich people, because few people in Southwark can afford homes. Starting price for for a studio flat, which isn't even a 1-bedroom flat, but a studio flat, starting price on the former Haygate is 500,000. At the moment, average annual salary for people who live in Southwark is around 17,000 a year. So who can afford this? Who can afford to throw 500 grand on a studio flat where you can't even swing a cat? Elephant and Castle, we've lost Elephant and Castle. We're now losing the Aylesbury, because on Aylesbury there's at least 2,000 council homes at the moment. There's going to be 0 once the whole estate is redeveloped, because the new homes, and there's going to be again twice as many, the new homes are going to be either housing association, which means more expensive, I don't know, on average at least £30 a week more expensive than the current council homes are. And the rest is going to be private to rent, part rent, part buy. I mean, there's variety, all sorts of variations to it, but again, unaffordable. Canada Water in SE16 by the river, that's being sold off again to British Land to do as they please and build thousands more new homes for not for people who live in Southwark now. Last year, or a few years back, Southwark Council asked Savills, who are the really big estate agents and auctioneers, asked them to produce a report to have a look at absolutely all of the council stock in Southwark, because Southwark Council still has thousands and thousands of social homes, council homes. They asked them to look at the whole stock and say what's good, what could be done to make it better. And according to the Savills report, about 3/4 of the stock itself, including and especially including the people who live on in those council homes, are worthless, and basically the council they're not making any money for the council, neither the people nor the homes, the property. The morale being Southwark would be much better off destroying and getting rid of all of the really bad people. And it's a travesty. It's social cleansing. The moment people started talking about social cleansing, it was never, an outrageous thing to say, because that's exactly what's happening. Being poor or being disabled is a crime, yeah? Because if you're poor, you can't afford the 500, you can't get a 1-bedroom flat for 600 grand. That's a crime.
Rich people are buying these houses, but they are coming here to live.
I don't think so. According to planning policies and politicians' policies, it's all about building mixed communities, yada yada yada. People who are buying homes at the former Haygate aren't buying because they love the elephant. They probably couldn't care less. It's an investment, as simple as that. And there's nothing more to it than just being an investment, because that's what property is. The first place where Lend-Lease, who are redeveloping the Haygate and the Elephant and Castle, the first place they started marketing their new future homes was Singapore, Japan, China, yeah, Far East. So I don't have anything against people in Singapore, but I do have a problem with people who are just going to leave them empty. Like I think it's called One Hyde Park, it's 3/4 empty. that was kind of an example of fantastic development opportunity, but it's bollocks. um, uh, the it'll be the homes will stay empty, and the homes there won't be, community is being destroyed. What is going to happen? You'll just get these empty shells, which will still need to be cleaned, which will still need to be electricity will still need to be provided, and you'll have to have concierges or whoever. And where are these people going to be living? Not in Southwark. They'll have to be it's almost like they'll be shipped in. They'll get buses to bring the staff to work, and then they can go back to wherever. It's absolutely crazy and revolting. Change is fine, and people we change every single day, but this is just this is criminal. This is social cleansing on a huge scale.
People living in Southwark are going to stay maybe in Kent, so they have to face much higher expenses.
One of the things we're constantly being told, and it's like the politicians' mantra, is that we're all going to benefit from this regeneration. For example, if I live on the Aylesbury now, and because once it's redeveloped, I can't afford to live here anymore, where can I go? Say I end up in Sevenoaks. If I have a job, I'd be spending considerably much more money on getting back to London from Sevenoaks, travelling every single day in the morning and in the evening. So I'll have less money for the rent in Sevenoaks, I'll have less money for electricity in Sevenoaks, council tax, food, you name it. Meaning that I can easily get into debt, get evicted from my better home in Sevenoaks. How am I benefiting from being in debt? There have been a number of local groups have actually done tons of research to see where the people from the Haygate, the people from the Aylesbury, where they've gone. And majority have gone either completely out of London or even further out to places like Birmingham, other parts of the country. And if that isn't social cleansing, then I really don't know what is.
Why this name, People's Republic of Southwark? Is it because you are on the opposite side of Thames to Buckingham Palace?
People's Republic of Southwark came to be primarily because of Life of Brian, the Monty Python film, because a lot of what we were seeing was People's Front of Judea, or Judeans People's Front, the constant struggle to pretend to appear to be better, bigger, etc. than each other, and having to compete constantly. And what we thought we'd do is create both an online and an off in real life space for people to be, to share, to be together. And when we first started back in 2007 or 2008, we spent a whole year and a half travelling, literally like a travelling circus, going around from one part of Southwark to another every month in a different free venue, from parks to formal squatted social centres. There was a really beautiful place up in Peckham called the Spike, which started off as a squatted space and grew up into a proper social centre, and that's kind of no more. That was the last social centre we were aware of. So we did that, and we had like free shops, seat swaps, whatever, free food, or people would bring food to share and stuff. And that's kind of why. And yet, calling yourself a republic in a monarchy is always going to like raise a few eyebrows. When we first started, people were like, "Oh, are you communist Chinese supporting communist China or this or that?" It's just saying, let's kind of really rethink. Let's find a space to think and rethink what's happening, and reflect, and work out whether this is the kind of the best way to be, or whether there's other alternatives and stuff. That's the thing about it.
What do you think about the monarchy?
Personally, I think we're all born equal, and to be going around behaving as if we are not is to me is kind of completely alien and totally unacceptable. So the idea to have a narrative, a predominant narrative, is that of aspiration. I need to aspire to work hard, like the royals do, or like the MPs do, which that's kind of a fake. It's clearly not happening. Neither of them work hard, but are born into a privilege simply by just blood, and it's kind of, it makes no. It's really not on. It's 21st century, for heaven's sake. We need to evolve.